So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna develop another mental model that obviously can be helpful for you in order to obviously making a bit more richer your decision making process, since your decision making is a lot based in relying in the information data that you got from the world. Then you so use your models, your patterns that you got, and then normally so we can call as beliefs that your brain has, that so rules you towards doing certain type of decisions. And then so if you got as much enforcement, as much so information as better as possible, and then so as truth as possible, and that's so where enters the concept of mental model. These are representations that we take that really happens in the reality. So it's patterns. It's not just like one specific type of learning that we take from a specific happening. It's something that we see in a lot of the behaviors, the happenings that happen so in our world. And then so we take these patterns as almost like rules that you should have it in order so to perceive better the reality. And then so as better you are in decision making, better you're gonna get so outcomes in your life, whatever you saw the field that you want to get prosperity. So then I would expect you to help me by subscribing and seeing other videos afterwards, so to gain you, to making you have also to gain even more insights. And then so today we're going to talk about the adjacent possible, how innovation really happens. So it's a way to approach it, to understand innovation is what adjacent possible will talk about. So what could be the best way to start these videos? Probably by doing a question. So what if the K of the groundbreaking innovation isn't some wild, never before seen idea? So basically we already see that this mental model, it kind of argues that the innovations that we tend to see, they kind of are not like that much magical coming from out of nowhere. So it's probably something that it's kind of just like slightly beyond what we already know. It's like it's more like understanding that we evolve in small constant improvement instead of believing that all the innovations are like radical and are like a total type of construction different than what we already know. So in here we argue that the innovations are a lot based in the information that we got, and we do more incrementally so this type of discovers instead of relying that we just believe and we kind of achieve everything at once. So every major intention or every major invention in reality, so they kind of have a very type of scientifically basis and not just like a scientific breakthrough that like those come from so out of nowhere. So it's probably more than we have a fold pattern, a process of exploring what was already exploring and pushing just a little further. So this is the sense of the adjacent possible. And this so mental model that explores and talks about how the new ideas emerge, evolve, and then so reshape the world that we have today. So first, who was the guy then so have developed this mental model? Was called Stuart Kaufman. It's a theoretical biologist who used to explain how complex systems evolve. And then so it suggests so that at any given moment innovation is limited by the possibilities that are just like one step beyond what already exists. So basically, example, imagining like that existed house with multiple locked rooms. Each new idea, invention, or discovery unlocks like new doors, but you can't skip ahead to rooms that are too far removed from where you're now. So you're evolving, you're kind of having discovering rooms that are obviously close to the one that you are. You now so enter in a new room, and then so just after in a new room, that you're just gonna discover other ones. You're not just gonna be like in a room and discover one that is like too much far from the position that you are. So we support and we believe more incremental changes over time, incremental innovations, and not so radical. And then so what could be it's like it's this example is already good, but We can have like Lego rigs. So, like at first you only have a few blocks and can only be built so basic structures. As you get more pieces, you can combine them in new ways, leading to more complex and creativity designs. So the more you build, the more options become available, but if you still need to build step by step. So basically, as much so you're going to get new informations, more you are prone as well to discover new things. That's why sometimes we are in phases of exponential growth that we have seen like in the last century. We have been accumulated by so much information that we reach on time, that we have so much that we, so one of the bases of creativity is like mixing things, transforming things, and then so as much thing as better and as much more so you have it. So obviously much more type of combination you can do between the things. You kind of mix a property as some specific material with a utility other one, so you enter more possibilities, like almost exponential growth. But the internet that you see today is not like created to night to day. It was a constant building over time till we reach so the internet that is so one of the most important phenomena that we tend to have today. So, but real world examples, technology. So the evolution of the iPhone. The iPhone was invented from scratch. It was built by combining so existing technologies. One of the principles of innovation is the combination. So the touchscreens each were already existent in ATMs and PDAs. The internet already widely used in computers. Portable music players like iPod was already a success. So what was the idea of iPhone? What was the creativity? Making in just one specific device having all these three properties, but in reality all that same properties they already exist but just separated. And then so by bringing this together in a new way, Apple so unlocked new adjacent possible, so leading to App Store, to mobile gaming, and the entire smartphone industry. The science, the development of the mRNA vaccines. So the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, they were a sudden breakthrough in 2020. So it wasn't just like something that we create in time and like in learns that we have got in a Sudan, but not. So it was something that we had the build that was so making and was made so over the time. So, what was the example of COVID? So, the scientists had been researching mRNA technologies for decades. The combination of the gene sequencing, the previous vaccines research, and so a global urgency opened new doors for rapid vaccine development. So, what happened? We already have like a way to study mRNA. The vaccine that was created, the only thing new is that we had to study the gene sequencing of the virus. But the way that we have built so a vaccine research was already made. The only thing new was the information about this new virus. So, right that, a mix. Learning that they already have got, just with an incremental type of innovation that is so getting these new virus that we have not so consumed. But the way to produce vaccines all already was like the same that have built so the prior ones. Art and music. So how the new genres start to emerge. So the genres of music that we see. So every new music genre isn't created from nothing. So it emerges by remixing and involving past styles. So the hip hop, the reality is that hip hop came from funk, soul, and spoken word. The rock was born so from blues and country. And today's new songs like hyper pop or lo-fi bites, they're just like adjacent steps from what comes before. So now that we have understood mainly the information that we see today. They're most based in things that are just like incremental changes, like combination of things that already exist, or just like getting a specific new type of innovation, but is like uses the basis of already use. What do you have to understand? What could be so use something that you can do in order to be more creativity, not believing that the things are like you kind of have a radical type of change that happens. Expanding your knowledge base. So the more you learn, the more possibilities you unlock. So more things you can like connect, new information to connect. So read books outside your field, watch documentaries, talk to people from different backgrounds. The cross-pollination of ideas is what leads to breakthroughs in reality. And so it's a thing that you do. I've for example, in tonight I have seen um, I've seen like a basketball game, and what I see was American football play, being used in basket. So it's an innovation, but it was something that already was taken from a field. We just have like combined the American football play with the application in a basketball court. So it's innovation, but it's not something radical to be used. And this just was possible because someone, the coach, has like knowledge about football American. So as much you expand your knowledge base, more ideas you have, and then so you can innovate by applying them in different scenarios or making some specific changes. Then so you already have a model and then just you put that some new input. So the more you have ideas, the more combine existing ideas in new ways. So true creativity comes from mixing old concepts into new forms. The best business ideas are totally new, so they're a combination of existing things. What was the combination that has done so the Uber exist? Taxis, more apps. Airbnb, hotels, more private homes. Experiments and iterate. Obviously, the biggest mistake people make is waiting for a perfect idea before they start. A error. So instead take small steps, test ideas, refine them, putting them, and see if the people are liking or not. If you're like a business owner, and then so let new possibilities emerge as you go. So not spending too much time is already useful because in reality, most of times you're doing things that you really need a feedback. You're seeking for a feedback from reality. As much so early you put, as much so as well you have flexibility to change more so in base from what is your hand type of customer that you're so trying to provide that idea. And then so surround yourself as well with diverse thinkers is a way to making easier so to receive new insights, so to create new ideas. So I expect this video as generating certain type of insight on you, and I expect you as well to help me by subscribing and then so now seeing other videos. So see you in the next one.